Hello and welcome to the FR Division 1 race. So we have 6 minutes and 20 seconds left for qualifying, and as of now, Seva is on pole, followed by the Temi 2 tenths behind, and Doge almost 3 tenths behind. Now she go on board with Seva. Oh, Seva has retreated. Ooh, a very slow hairpin for Tailfire. Now Portamika is just going out on his outlap. So yeah. Now let's take a look at Daka. Going flat out. And for the first hairpin, just going absolutely flat out. Squibbles has just started his lap. You see, go on board around this Pekanma circuit. Now, oh, a little bit wide from Squibbles as he goes round now. Sorry for that lag spike I have on my screen. Obviously, you can't see it because I'm not the one streaming. And Squidbubbles has backed off. Now, as we see the Hellenic Egg, Squidbubbles' teammate, is coming out of the pits, just weaving around. And there he goes on his outlet. And he goes through the first corner. Very okay first corner. And Andy has surprisingly made. And he just absolutely gotten a 1:15.525, which is a very good lap. Now, is Silver gonna respond? Go through that corner. That's a very nice corner from him. As he goes through the very long straight, and then the two corners to negotiate, going flat out. And then for the next corner, you can go flat out if you want. And then possibly going flat out again. And ooh, it's gone a little wide, but still a very good corner. And he breaks for that corner, and he gets backed off. Why would Seva back off if he's on a good lap? And Gareth had just made a stunning lap. Just only 2.5 tenths behind. And Hartman, take a good onboard cam with Hartman, the FIL Division 1 champion for Season 1. Is he gonna make that? Is he gonna have a pole? Or is he just gonna start at his position where he is now? Negotiate that corner, the final 2 corners. The going is flat out for the finish line. And where is that time gonna put him? Only 5th. Only improved the time, but not fast enough for Hartman to put himself up. Now the Tammy just starting his final flying lap, and as in front of Riley has gone very wide. So is that gonna hinder his lap time? If I wonder. But anyways, let's take on board cam it. The Tammy with lag, but I think it's still fine. Goes flat out. Flat down to the corner. Let's take a good on-board look at Indy, the poleman, the provisional pole position man. Still at sector 2, just coming to the end. And now is Garrett on his final flying run as well. So a lot of very fast flying laps for everyone. Now let's take a look at Critical Noob. Oh, it stays 9th. And surprisingly, the gap between 1st and 10th place is only a second, which is just shows how close the Division 1 field can be. And can Seva be on pole? No, by only 16th 100th of a second. Wow. And Gareth had just made a flying lap with a 1:15.379. Wow. Now look at the chat. Everyone's just congratulating Gareth for getting the pole. I'm shocked more than anything, if I'm going to be honest. Wow. At the start of this qualifying, I obviously did not think that Gareth wouldn't get pole. No. Wow. 5 lights and it's go. Lights out and away we go. Everyone has a good start. Now as you take a look at the poleman, goes through the first corner, everyone goes safely. But look at the Tammy. And look at Seva. Seva just trying to overtake Indy. And now Gareth and the Tammy are fighting for the lead. But not. Oh, Gareth is going really wide and has lost 3 positions in the first lap. And now, oh, Gareth is going wide again. He just pinned the start for the first sector. Now who is in the lead? Andy is in the lead. But the Tammy is overtaking Andy. And the Tammy, Andy, and Seva are just fighting out for the lead. And Doja just gone wide. Just gone too deep into the corner. And the Tammy has just taken the lead from Andy and Seva. But the battle is still not over yet. And we come to the start of Sector 3, I must say. And now the Tammy is just lagging. Look at Seva as well. He's just lagging. He's just lagging his way past Andy. And now Andy has the lead effectively. As we come to the end of the first lap, Andy leads the Pokemon GP. And now, is the Temi, is he gonna respond? No, he is not. And Seva just trying to keep himself between the battle of Andy and the Temi. And let's take a look further down the field. Tailfire Squid Bubbles is last, and Critical Noob is trying to battle for the last place, which obviously had no points. And Daka, he's trying to battle for the last points paying position. And Gareth might just been the first lap. And Lego fan has just gone wide. And Gareth just goes past. And look at Gareth has just... Wow. And Dodge is just trying to fight for the position. And look at Dodge. And Dodge is trying to have a very ding-dong bell battle with Portal Maker. And he gets past Portal Maker 5001. The Division 2 champion for Season 1. I think I might have disconnected. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties here. Sorry. Yep, and I have disconnected. And now I'm trying to re-enter the game. Obviously, it won't let me in. So unfortunately, I won't be able to commentate for the rest of the race. Truly sorry. And now we have found who was in the server the whole time. Now I'm trying to go back into the race. Okay, I am now back into the server, and Seva has just taken the lead after I had disconnected. And Andy and Seva just going to battle out for the lead. And Seva might just taken the upper hand. But Andy is still not finished with Seva yet as they go through. Oh, Andy might just lag past on my screen. And Seva takes back the lead immediately. And let's take a look at the Temi. He has fallen off, surprisingly, from taking the lead to having a 2.1 second gap from Andy and Seva. So that just shows how much 7 Andy has just broke away from the Temi. And let's take a look at the midfield. Not and Daka and Doge are just battling out for fourth place. And Doge might just got to the better of Daka. And let's take a look on the season 1 champion, Hartman. He is running in 6th right now, and as it stands in the championship, it's not going well for him as his teammate Seva is leading the championship. But they could possibly win this season's championship. So all good for Seva and Hartman, which is quite good enough. And let's take a look at Critical Noob running in 13th place as a back marker. And Tailfire just trying to fend Critical Noob off. And Gareth had just fallen down to 11th. That is not the race that Gareth wants. But I believe he can make a very late charge, which is obviously going to be good. And let's take a look at the battle for 9th place. And the four-way fight. The four-way fight for the final points paying position. Pornomaker, as it stands now, is in 8th place, followed by Gareth, Squid Bubbles, and Lego Fan. And Gareth just got overtaken by Squid Bubbles. This is gonna be a four-way fight for the final points paying position. And Gareth might just taken that corner, might just taken that track limit a little bit too wide there. And Squid Bubbles might just gone very slow indeed, and just lost 2 positions just for messing up that corner. And Daka. And let's take a look for the battle for 5th place. The Atlantic Egg, Daka, and Hartman. Hartman might just been overtaken by the Atlantic Egg. And Daka, as of now, is in 5th place and is trying to fend off the Atlantic Egg and Hartman. Now let's take a look at the battle for the lead. And Seva and Andy is still battling out as of lap 7. So I think in 3 laps time the tire wear might fall off. So and the Temi had just might just shorten to get to 1.6 seconds. And when I first saw Temi when I reconnected to the server, and Seva made a mistake. And the Temi says thank you very much. He'll take that 2nd place. But Seva fights back for 2nd place. Now Andy must be feeling very good indeed, because he's just breaking away from Seva and the Temi. So Andy should be relieved and no burden carrying his shoulders and no. Yeah, so that's it. And Tailfire, I think he might just boxed or just made a mistake. Tailfire goes up into, and Hartman he's the first stopper for the race. And now who is gonna be the next to pit? Let's take a good onboard look at Andy for now. And Seva just increasing the gap. Also sudden for 4/10. Oh, it's gone a little bit too deep. And Doge has made a pit stop. Let's see how fast he can make that pit stop. A very quick pit stop. And Daka goes in as well. So it's gonna be a little bit from. So I believe he's going on a 2-stop. That's where I did in Division 2. I did a 2-stop, but it obviously didn't pay off. So let's see how well it will pay off for Doge. Now Portermaker is in 4th, just right behind. So Portermaker is behind his teammate by a very big gap. I think it's should be around 9 to 10 seconds, which is quite interesting to see. And the Hellenic Egg is just slightly closing in a little bit. And let's take a look at the top 3 then. As of to the end of lap 9, Andy is the leader race, followed by 7 second place, and then the Temi in 3rd place, respectively. So, this is gonna be an interesting race of strategies and skill. And Gareth is coming in for his stop. So he could be, and Tailfire is coming in as well. The Atlantic is coming in, has came in as well, so it's gonna be a very hectic pit stop. Gonna be a very hectic pit lane. And Gareth gets out of his pit box, a very quick one. And yeah. And Daka is battling Hartman and the Atlantic Egg once more. Now they were battling for 5th place, and Hartman just got in the battle of those two, but looks like Daka and the Atlantic Egg, and looks like they are still in this fight for 9th place. But even though it won't score points, now Doge has made his pit stop and has rejoined 8th place. Now let's look at Riley Barge 16, the Tailfire's teammate. So is he gonna come in for his stop? Now I think this is the pit window, and Seva, Andy, and the Temi has come in, and I think Seva, and it's gonna be a very close one. Andy and Seva, they've been very close to each other for the whole race as of now, and looks like Seva almost got the lead, but Andy fights back to regain the lead. And Critical Noob is, as of now, is leading the race. Well, obviously he hasn't stopped yet, so it'll be interesting to see where Critical Noob ends up. And his Hartman might just got the better of both Daka and the Hellenic Egg. Hartman is into 6th. So, and Seva has just overtaken. Obviously, the tire wear is just coming off for. It's just starting to degrade every single second. And Critical Noob must be coming in for his first stop. Could be his final stop of the race. Will Critical Noob come in for the... Oh, no, he doesn't. So I believe he might be going for the 1 stop for the race. And let's take a look a little bit further down the field. Riley and the Edsel are still battling out. Just 1/10 difference. And with Critical Noob behind, obviously he won't be able to be in this battle because he hasn't stopped yet. So the team might be going back into contention for the race victory. Daka still following closely behind Hartman, but I think he's falling off a little bit from the Hellenic Egg. So now, as we speak, Critical Noob might be going for the 1 stop for this race. And the time is just 2.6 seconds behind the leaders. And as I see on the screen, he's actually closing up a little bit more. But Sava, is he gonna overtake Andy for the lead of the race and make it stick? Or will Andy just keep his form and stay in the lead for the rest of the race? And Sava just following closely Andy behind. So this race is gonna be interesting with Sava and Andy just battling out. And the team has to be enjoying this because he's not closing in too much. It's not closing in too much, but he's closing in a little bit. So it should be all well for him. And Doge is just 3 seconds behind Critical Noob. So it should be he should be an effective 4th place in in effective 5th and so on. Gareth just running in 9th. This race is not going well for him since he messed up on the first lap. And now Doge is just closing the gap between Critical Noob and Doge has just gotten past Critical Noob for 4th place. But again, I don't think Doge will be able to get the podium, but I think it will be a very good result for the team, indeed. As I'm having a little bit of a lag spike, I'm truly sorry. But I think Seva might just taking the lead from Andy. He's just taking the lead from Andy, but Andy fights back. I think Andy is having a little bit of a lag. But I think Seva, could he get the move stick and lead this race? Now this is a question for this season. Can Seva win this championship? Now obviously Seva is no longer in Division 2. As he had a very good performance, he was leading the Division 2 championship until he decides to get promoted and show his potential in Division 1, which is the highest rank among all of the Formula Roblox League divisions. The Temi just following a little bit closely. No battles going on so far. It looks very spread out. It looks very spread out, except for the battle for the lead, Andy and Seva. I believe Seva has one of is inside the top 100 for the highest amount of SR. So now, as you look for the battle for the lead, he is on the timings 800 behind, 100 of a second behind, and Seva takes the lead effectively. But I think Andy is obviously going to fight back for the lead of the race. Is he? No, I don't think he will be able to do it. And Seva takes the lead of the race. So Andy has messed up his race. And the Timmy might just fall off a little bit, but he's now 4 seconds, 3.9 seconds behind Andy and Seva. And Andy, is he gonna fight back? As we speak on lap 17, Seva has taken the lead from Andy and the Timmy. Let's take a look at the poleman. He's taking the final points paying position. And now he's battling for 7th place, which will give him 1 extra point for the championship. And I think he might just got in the battle of Dakar. So now will the teammate of Andy respond to Gareth? And the Hartman goes in for the final stop of the race. So this is his, I believe his 2nd stop, and possibly his final stop of the race. As he comes out the pit, where is he gonna end up? Roddy Vetch is just coming out around the final corner, and Hartman drops to 12th place. And whoa, what's happened to Seva? Seva is out of the Division 1 Grand Prix. Oh dear, that is a very huge disaster for Seva. Oh no. And now Andy has just taken back the lead of the race. Oh, this Seva must be feeling and the Tammy has just came in for the final stop of the race, and Doge following in as well. And the Hellenic Egg has just gone past those two, but I think he will be doing a 2-stop for the race. Now this is gonna shake up the whole field, cause Seva's out. The Hellenic Egg could get and Gareth could get a podium, and Seva could lose the lead of the championship in Division 1. Wow. Oh, he's disconnected. Oh dear, Seva. Now, as of now, I think Andy just gonna run away with this victory as he coming for his final stop of the race. Now, he's 15 seconds in front of the Hellenic Egg. The Hellenic Egg just coming around the final corner. From the final corner, and he comes in and he dives in. Gareth follows him as well. So the Hellenic Egg and Gareth are doing a 2-stop. And Lego is in 3rd place. Any one of those 3 can score a podium in this race because of Seva's DNF. I'm so surprised that Seva disconnected, because I wasn't even think that he would actually disconnect, and yeah. Critical Noob is running in a race for 5th place. Can he score a podium in his debut in Division 1? But I don't think Doge will be able to catch up to him, but I think Critical will be able to catch up to him. Well, the good thing for Seba is that he gets to keep his championship lead by only, well, Dakar has 2 points to his name, so he will be able to keep the championship lead by 12 points. And Andy, if he's gonna run away with the win, he's going to overtake his teammate for second place and be in the fight for the championship. So the Pedo could possibly lose the Constructors Championship lead to Biblical Scenes Racing, of course, because of Seba's DNF. And Andy and Dakar is gonna take the lead. Well, Garrett's got 1 point, so that's kind of interesting to see for the Advantage GP racer. Now SEC Portal Maker and the Temi running in 2nd and 10th place. The generic team Name 02 racer, the Temi is going to keep. It's gonna be a good day for the Avanti GP racing team. And Critical New could take 5th place, which is obviously gonna be a huge and a very good day for the Cross Auto Sport team. And Squid Bubbles, and I actually realized that Squid Bubbles is actually out of the race. How did I not realize that? So the Super Aguri team has only 1 car racing, and that's the Hellenic 8 running in 6th place. So this is obviously going to shake up the championships for all the championships, including the drivers championships, because Andy is gonna run away the victory. He has a 2.8 second gap over the Temi. So yeah, it's gonna be a good day for the Biblical Scenes Racing team. Now, as we speak, Darka's running 7, but can he closing the gap to take an extra point, to take a few more points for the team? and Harman's running in 4th place because of so the reigning champion could be closing in on Doge 12879. Can we see a podium for Hartman? He's been running in a very lonely championship. He's in 6th place. Now in the first round, I think he didn't finish, and I think in the next race he actually has He actually has 7 points to his name, Terry D. Hellenic Egg. So as it stands, Hartman is gonna take 5th place from him. So and Doge is running in 4th place. So yeah. No, it's been very quiet since Seva disconnected. So he only has 3 more laps running. Well, and he's just gonna cruise home for the victory of his Grand Prix. The Tammy just running in. The Tammy just running 2nd place, which is gonna be a good result for generic team name 02. Obviously, it's not gonna be a good day for Potomaker. He is the Division 2 champion for Season 1, and could he use that skill to get into the points? As I'm having a little bit of a lag, so sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for the lag spike. So the field is really extremely spread out in Dakar, and I think Gareth and Dakar is just gonna pass Critical Noob, but I think Critical Noob might be fighting back. But I don't think it will be possible for Critical Noob to fight back for 6th place. And the Atlantic is just running a lonely 5th place for Super Aguri. And he might be closing in on the Super Aguri racer. So and I think let's take a good onboard look at Indy as he goes for the final lap of the race. It's been a hectic race for Indy, fighting Seva for the lead. Unfortunately, he is out of the race. So Indy just gonna take away a very easy victory from the Temi. Obviously, the Temi fell off from the pit stop phase. So yeah, a very good race. It comes from the end of Sector 2. He must be feeling very ecstatic that his rival had disconnected as he goes round the second hairpin of this circuit. in the final corner. Andy Gaming might just taken an easy victory because he wins this race. And the Timmy is gonna come home with second place. And Dodge an incredible third place. An incredible third place for the Avanti Grand Prix. And Hartman is just gonna come up with fourth place. The Holland agents following him closely. Gareth and Darkov finishes 6 and 7. Photomaker finishes in 10. Tail of I should be the Digosto Racing team should be finishing in 11th and 12th, and around goes to fight. And here comes the final classification. Finishing in last place. What a race this has been for. Wow. So Andy is gonna be taking over. He's gonna be in second place in the championship with Biblical Scenes Racing in the lead for the constructors. So, and I think that's gonna be the end for this race, and we're gonna be going to Rio in 2 weeks time. So yeah, so it's gonna be a goodbye. It's gonna be a goodbye from me, 29 Wolves here. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. I'll be seeing you in Rio. Goodbye.